Robert, I want to thank you for taking the time to come here this morning.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, I've seen you around the club many times in many places. Sometimes I see you up in the gym.
Yep.
Sometimes I see you out in the room or back over here. First of all, I'm not going to ask you what you do here because I know what you do. But tell me, where were you born?
I'm born in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Yeah, French-Canadian background.
Okay.
And ended up going to school in French.
And you went to French school?
Yeah, correct.
So you speak French?
Yep, fluently.
So which one did you learn first, French or English?
That's a good question. I'm not too sure.
You're not too sure?
No, it was French school and English neighborhood we were living in.
But you had to, but in school, is it only French?
We have English as a second language, so that was pretty easy since I was able to speak English already from a young age.
Right.
And then it was pretty much half-half all the way through. I was speaking French to my dad and my family on my dad's side.
Okay.
And then mainly English to my mom. Just that was her, she had more ease speaking.
Just by the way you were saying that, it sounds like you're the only child?
In a way. I have half sisters, half brothers. So my mom's and dad's previous marriages.
Am I good or what? Am I good or
you
what?
Pinpoint, yeah.
Because the way you spoke, are their children older than you?
All older, yeah. Everybody was.
You're the last, so they were married to different.
Correct.
Okay, both of them. Then
before meeting.
Before they met.
Exactly.
How many kids did your mom have prior to you?
3.
And how many did your dad?
My dad 2.
2. But you were raised as the only child.
Exactly.
So that's when they finally said, okay, we've done this. Now let's do it right.
Yeah,
and you turned out.
I don't know.
Robert turned out. Are they still together?
No, my parents separated a while back, and my dad passed away in 92.
Oh, okay.
So a while back.
That's when my father passed.
Oh, yeah?
In 92, yes.
Yeah.
Well, how old was your father when he passed, just out of curiosity?
Not that old, huh? 67.
Okay.
Yeah.
My father was 72.
Okay.
Did your father serve in World War II?
No. I believe...
That's right, he would have been younger than my father.
No.
What am I thinking about? Yeah,
my grandfather served in World War I, believe.
But everyone missed too?
I believe so, yeah.
Is that it? That's interesting.
Yeah. Maybe just that age gap.
Possibly, yeah,
they were
in between
I'm not
there.
sure.
Okay. So tell me this, so growing up in Quebec, let me see, what was it like for you? I mean, growing up, you just had your mom and dad. Did you ever get to play with your siblings?
Oh, definitely. We used to have a country house near a lake, north of Montreal. So we'd spend all summers there and winters. And when they were in town, they would come up and we would hang out together, definitely.
But they didn't live with you?
My sister did. One sister, she did her university at Concordia for schooling, and then after that she moved west a bit, West Montreal, then Toronto, and now she's in Vancouver. Because that side of the family, my mom's side of the family, they spent a lot of time in Oregon. Their dad was working there in Portland, Oregon.
In Oregon, okay.
Correct.
Across the border.
Exactly. So, brother and sister there, and one sister stayed in Montreal to study, and then eventually started working.
So you have one half brother, 2 half sisters?
Yes, on my mom's side. On my dad's side, all boys, so two older brothers.
Are you close with them?
When I'm there.
Okay.
Yeah, here basically that my sister, who I lived with, we're in touch. So
how many years difference between you and her?
Oh, they're quite older, huh? They're probably 15 years.
Wait, your sister's older. 15 years older than you?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So you really were the only child.
Yeah, I mean, had me late. Last.
Wow. So what was it like growing up in school? I mean, did you have a hard time? Were you really active? Were you a sports?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely active. We grew up doing a lot of sports. So our family background is our family name is a pretty famous name in Quebec and Canada in the hockey industry. Okay. Our family used to make skates and boots, leather products. In the old days, at the beginning it was more leather boots and products. Then it switched over to the skates.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Daoust.
Daoust,
yeah.
Daoust. I know I would say it wrong.
It's tricky.
I know, I would have said it wrong. So
people in Canada know, but the spelling.
Does it still exist in Canada?
The name exists, but it's not what it used to be. Okay. It got bought over by Bauer, which is a hockey brand, and then Nike bought Bauer, and then I think the name basically faded. I think it's still out there, like for the copyright and all that.
And it's on what kind of products?
Now last time I saw was shoes, just really low-end sports shoes. Though.
But what did it start off doing? It
was leather boots.
Leather boots.
Yeah. So my dad was in the footwear industry for most of his life, and then
passed down from his father.
Correct. Yep.
And what about from, how far did it go? Just
To him.
No, I'm saying how far back? I mean, was it a couple of grandfathers back? Or
yes,
was it just
3 generations, I would say.
3 generations?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's family business, and
so your great-grandfather, possibly?
Correct.
My goodness. And they all spoke French, obviously?
Oh, yes, on that side. And English, too, because in Montreal, for business, if you don't speak English, and if you're dealing with Toronto or the States, you won't go very far. So it's pretty much bilingual.
Right. Do you go back often?
Not as often enough. Not as often as I would like. Yeah. So the last time was probably 5 years ago.
5 years?
Yes. It was for a seminar for personal training. We have conferences and all that. And then haven't been back since.
But when you go back, do you see your mom?
Well, she comes often.
She comes here often?
Yeah, she comes here often.
Okay.
So that helps. But the rest of the family only when I would be there.
So tell me this, so how old were you when you left? Okay, so tell me about your schooling, first of all.
Sure.
So you finished through school, and what sports were you involved in most?
At a young age, I started judo.
So you've been doing this all your life?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. Judo in school, and then switched to karate. Also grew up skiing a lot, and then that eventually became snowboarding when that came out. So those are my 2 main sports. And I played the usual basketball, volleyball, hockey in school and with friends.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of sports.
So from there, you went to college?
I did. So in Quebec, we have a different system. We do elementary school, then secondary it's called. And before university, there's a thing called CEGEP. It's basically 2 years a general program to go to university, or a 3-year general professional program to go to work right away.
Wait, so you go up to 9th grade, according to our 9th grade first in middle school?
5 plus 6, no, it's 11 to once you finish high school, in a way.
Oh, really? So you do 5 years elementary, 6 years middle school?
No, it's high school and middle together.
High school, middle together.
Yeah, 6.
And then when you finish that, then you can do 2 years.
Yeah, or 3, you choose.
Or 3 years.
And then university is 3.
Then after that, you have university.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
So I did the pre-university program, you call.
2 or 3?
2.
2 years, okay.
But I didn't complete it. I came here in between.
Right.
So
what were you studying?
I was studying purity and applied sciences first, just because my brothers were engineers, and I was like, okay, I'm going to be an engineer too. Yeah.
Right.
And then once you hit the hardcore sciences, physics, chemistry, it was a bit different than I expected. And also that was a English college. I was going to French school all my life, and then I decided to go to English just to see, because I was thinking of the English universities, the big universities, McGill or Concordia, which have really good programs. And it was a bit of a shock, I could say. So I switched to social studies.
It was hard because of the reading part,
yeah,
everything else in English?
Yeah, the material, and like from private school going to college is a big step. You know, it depends. And at that point I wasn't too sure how much I wanted to do engineering. So then switched to social studies, and that went better. Okay. But in the meantime, came to Japan, and that was the big turn.
How old were you when you left?
That was just for trips. So there was a karate world tournament in 1991.
How old were you then?
How old? I was just 19 or 20. Quite young.
That was your first time leaving Quebec?
No, for Japan, yes. Not
to come to Japan, but that was the first time going to Japan. You were 19?
Yes, 20 I believe.
Okay.
20, yeah.
And what happened?
Well, we had a big group who came over, and we attended this tournament. I had some of my friends entering. So it's an open tournament. Everybody's pretty big. There's no weight division. So it was just an amazing experience. I was dreaming to come to Japan already way before that, but I was unable to. The world tournament is every 4 years, a bit like the Olympics. And then the one previous to 91 was 87, and we had done some snowboard competition back then with our snowboard team, and I'd already missed school going out west to compete. And then, so if I was going to ask to go away again, I would probably been kicked out.
Right.
So I had to wait 4 more years, and then 91 was the big chance because we had a big team, like I say, and it was a really organized trip. And I ended up staying longer. So after the tournament, everybody went home, and I kind of hang around. So at first my parents didn't know about that, so they were a bit worried. And back then we didn't have...
Oh, they didn't... Oh, right.
They didn't know I stayed.
Okay, they thought something happened to you.
Exactly.
So how long was it before they found out?
Well, I called them like maybe 5 days later or something. Yeah.
Okay. So everyone else came back. You knew that you could stay because you had this open ticket.
Exactly.
And how long did you stay?
I stayed a couple of weeks. Yeah.
What made you stay?
Well, just the whole environment and visiting dojos. I want to visit some dojos for training.
By yourself, or did a couple of you stay?
No, by myself, because everybody was on a kind of like a package tour with their ticket and their hotel set up with the karate organization and all that. And I kind of flew on my own, just with my instructor actually, and 3 other guys. We took a different route to Japan.
Did you speak any Japanese?
Not much, no. Just the basic terminology.
Would you have you had your little book?
Oh, yeah.
Did you go with
we had
something?
exactly.
Some cassette?
Yes, yes.
So you went around, said, okay, konnichiwa.
Well, I didn't say much really at first, to be honest.
So where did you stay? Which you had a room and everything. You had that set up.
After the tournament, I was staying in like youth hostels.
So how'd you find these? Just through a guide, you probably had a big guide or something saying all these.
Probably one of the travel guides.
Because it sure wasn't YouTube or anything like
Metropolis, the magazine, was
Metropolis.
That was a big help, right? That was our.
That's what you found. Yeah.
That was really useful back then.
Yeah, that's
Ads
right.
And everything. What else? There was just the yellow pages. What was it called? Town pages in English.
Right.
You find that was at the hotel, so I think I checked there. Where am I going next? Type thing. So ryokan, some inns.
So you had plenty of money. You had enough money to be able to stay here for a while.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, that wasn't the problem.
Okay. Some savings.
Okay. And you knew you could take care of yourself physically, so you weren't worried about that.
I didn't think about it back then.
You
really.
Think about it, right.
It didn't cross my mind. Yeah, I guess I was ready.
So when you went around, what kind of experience did you have? What were some of the things that you remember from that time that you think, wow, you're going to tell your kids when they get old enough to understand?
Good question. Well, definitely the layout of the city. You know, Montreal is not a big city. We have like downtown Montreal, and that's about it. The rest is kind of more or less flat.
Right.
Here, you come here, you have.
And you're right in. Where were you?
Here in Tokyo, you mean? Where were we based?
Yes, you're right.
I was like staying in Ueno a bit. I was staying in Ikebukuro a bit.
It doesn't matter. You're in the middle of the thick of it.
It was here, in Tokyo. So it was like downtowns everywhere. It was like
you're right, exactly.
Huge.
and everything they sold the same thing everywhere. Yes.
Exactly. So it was quite impressive. Then the temples had a big impact, you know, because you see it in photos or in movies, and then once you get there, it's like, wow, yeah. Meiji Shrine, you know, with the woods and everything, the forest. That was super impressive. It was good. I think it was like a really good timing because I'd trained in martial arts and I'd heard about it, and let's say stories from my instructor, and you see it on TV. So when I got here, I guess I had a bit of a anticipation, and I was ready to.
Was your instructor Japanese?
No, he's French Canadian.
Okay, right.
But he would come all the time for seminars and tournaments,
and he loved it.
Yeah, so he would tell us all these stories and.
Right. And you weren't disappointed when you came here.
No, definitely not.
You saw it, you just said, "Wow." So, what are some of the things that you saw that you thought, this? What made you want to live here now? I mean,
well, then, at that point, it was just like, when am I going to come back? When can I come back? So I would go back home, go back to Canada.
But why did you want to come back? What was it?
Yeah, it was, I think training. I think really the martial art aspect.
Okay.
Yeah, that had a big impact. Because back then, as a kid, we were reading these magazines that we would get, these English magazines that would report about all the things happening in Japan and in other countries. So I was always so excited to get those magazines and look through them, and like they had this intensive training program. I'm like, okay, one day I'm going to do this, you know. And then the tournaments. So I think like it was a build up, and then.
But wait. You didn't have a black belt. What belt were you at this time?
Back then, 91. I was already black belt. Yeah, I passed.
So this is a way of life for you then.
Definitely, yes.
That's how you think of it. So you didn't. You weren't thinking because you want to get involved in this tournament or this and that. You just wanted to continue that kind.
It wasn't mainly for tournaments back then. No.
Okay.
That was after.
It's because you love it so much and you just enjoy it. Can I see your knuckles? Did you ever work on the makiwara?
Yes, exactly. Punch the makiwara, knuckle push-ups.
Because I
never broke anything here. So
you never. Well, that means you kept it straight. You kept it straight.
You know.
Yeah. Oh no, I did Shotokan.
Okay, good.
But I did it to compete for a couple of years in the military.
Okay.
And then I came here and had a private instructor.
Good.
And I showed him something that my instructors had showed me when they saw that I was a bit too aggressive.
Okay.
You know, when they can tell you're going to do something with this. What he did was he put his hand around my neck.
Okay.
Because he'd left, and this is while I was in the military, so he put his hand around my neck. And I'm telling this to everybody, so I'm not going to cut this out. And I figured, okay, because I'd been there for 2 weeks taking the class over for him. And many of these guys were older than me, but they weren't as good as me.
Okay. What about height and stature?
It didn't matter
No?
because I was just faster.
Okay.
It didn't matter, and I had an attitude.
Yes.
So he said, Lance, I heard that you did a great job while I was gone.
Okay.
Because I was brutal. I was brutal.
Uh-huh.
He said, I'm going to teach you a new waza,
Uh-huh.
a new trick. Okay. And I said, sure. I
Yes.
couldn't wait. So he said, you have your cup on? I said,
Uh-huh.
yep.
What?
So I knew that was
Something
coming.
yeah.
I knew it was coming. So he said, put your hands around my neck in a chokehold. So I go
Uh-huh.
like this. And he said, you got me? And I said, yes. And I'm kind of sideways, expecting to be kicked in the groin. And he goes, and spat in my face.
Oh,
And I went like
serious?
this. Yes.
And then
A
after.
big one. And when he, after that, then
Then
to
the
the
shot.
throat, then to the groin. And I was down on the ground.
And there you go. In the story.
And he stood over me and said, Lance, I don't care how. He said Lee, because everyone called you by the last name. He said, Lee, I don't care how good you get. You'll never beat surprise.
Yes, element of surprise.
I quit.
Yeah, it was.
I quit. And he saw me a couple of months later, and then he told me. I saw him a couple of months later, and he said, I could see the direction you were going in. And I didn't want what happened to me to happen to you. Because he had hurt some people.
Yeah.
And he really...
In the street, you mean? Or tournaments?
No, he became a bouncer.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And he broke someone's arm and leg on purpose. And then several months later, someone was shooting at him, a gun.
Probably came back.
And he knew it was him. So he said he didn't want to see that from me.
That happens.
So I'm leaving this in only because that's the story that some people in martial arts need to hear, I think.
Definitely.
So go on. So you didn't want to, you never had that kind of, I'm going to use this someday.
No.
Well, you might have when you were young, but someone beat it out of you, obviously.
I think because I started young, it was, you know,
Always,
in me. And my dad practiced too when
he did?
he was a kid. So I guess that was
Something
helping
to be expected, right?
To continue to encourage me. And but no, so tournaments. Yeah, I did a bunch of tournaments when I was a kid. But coming to Japan was more to explore, you know, the roots and how they do it here, and just the intensity is different, definitely. So
You have all your teeth? Are those all your natural teeth?
My dentist always said, I'm going to make you a custom
guard or something, yeah.
Mouth guard, and I'm like, no.
Has your nose ever been broken?
No, he wanted to put braces. That's right. He wanted to put braces in me. I said, no. You know,
I like what I
because I might get punched, so I don't want to get cut.
Gotcha.
So let's hold back on the braces for now.
And you've never lost a tooth or anything?
No.
What about your nose?
Nose was a bit smashed. Nothing.
It ever broken?
Not broken, but
twisted.
It felt, it felt well twisted. Yes, definitely.
And
but
nothing
a lot of injuries, knee.
But just surface grooves, but no broken ribs ever?
Sprained rib, heavy sprain one time.
But never broken?
No.
You've been really lucky. My goodness.
For considering the years.
I'm telling you, this
sprained knee.
Yeah.
One time in a tournament. That was probably the worst one.
Caused by you or by the
by
guy?
me. By me.
By you, okay.
Yeah. Just overextended and.
Yeah. You've been very, very fortunate. You're like those motorcycle riders I've talked to that said, I've never had a bad spill.
Speaking of motorcycle, I have more motorcycle accidents, so to speak.
You had what?
A few little spills.
What kind of bike do you ride now?
Now I sold them. I don't have any.
What was the biggest bike you've ridden?
I had a Ducati 999. Yeah.
You can't go bigger. So you're really a rider.
Just recreational, not on the circuit or anything.
But what happened? What was that?
On that one, nothing. It was the one before that, the XR 600. That was it's an off-road bike.
Okay.
You're familiar, but it was set up motard, so street wheels.
Okay.
That's just a light bike, pretty powerful.
Right. Who makes it?
That's Honda.
Honda.
Yeah,
okay.
Honda
Honda.
XR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just a fun bike. That was my bike to commute, every day. And then you're just on the road every day, taxis and cars and whatever weather.
So what caught you?
One guy pulled out of just crossing to his direction, to his lane, crossed the two lanes where I was riding, and I guess he was cutting a bit tight, and I had to just slam the brakes and ended up sliding sideways and high end. And actually, that one it was nothing broken, just a big. Scar.
That's the scar there? That's not that wasn't because they had to operate.
No, 7 stitches. I was quite fortunate. I was surprised hitting the asphalt.
But you know how
with such force.
But you knew how to fall. Too.
It wasn't a brake fall though. It was kind of like a hard.
You just say hard fall.
So I was like, okay.
And nothing broke.
Just
Maybe you're invincible. What's up with this?
The bones are strong. I hope.
Wow.
I don't know.
Okay. Do you take a lot of supplements or anything? Do you take vitamin D?
Usual stuff. Protein.
What's the usual stuff?
Protein.
Okay.
Protein when I'm training intense. Another one is good is called ZMA, zinc magnesium. That one you take at night before sleep, so it's good for recovery. it's a good one. It helps you sleep. It helps you relax your muscles.
Right. What about vitamin D?
Vitamin D, not so much.
You get plenty of that. So
I try if I'm outside.
Okay.
Yeah, I like training outside.
That's the best way to do it, right?
I do a lot of outdoor activities. So.
What's your diet like?
Diet pretty clean, I would say.
What do you call clean? Tell me. Just run me through a little bit.
A lot of vegetables, vegetable based.
Okay. But you're not a vegetarian.
No.
Okay.
Some meals will be,
Mm-hmm.
but it just depends. Like seasonal. Let's say summer, a lot more greens, a lot more salads,
Mm-hmm.
less cooked, heavy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of vegetables, a lot of soups in the winter. Let's say, again, vegetables, meat.
What type of
fish? Yeah, beef and chicken. Yep.
Never pork.
Pork also sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it true that pork stays in your stomach longer?
No? Both beef and pork are harder to digest.
Yeah,
okay. So it depends on the person, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I think. There was a period I stopped though, beef and pork.
How long of a period?
Like 3 years. Yeah.
Why was that?
I did kind of like a self detox. I had a skin condition called psoriasis.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm familiar with it. Yes.
Yeah. So I was reading up on this, and it was a chiropractic doctor who actually ended up writing about this, which is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He explained all the nutritional plan, how to take care of it, and I just followed that, and it was really, really good. So first you got to do a detox, and then there's a few things you cut out of your...
Such as?
Well, meat, red meat.
All meat?
No, not all meat. Chicken and fish. Lamb was okay. I don't know why.
Lamb
I
was okay.
I didn't look into that.
Okay.
Alcohol you cut. There's other things like shrimp. There was on the vegetables. Yeah, the nightshades they're called. So tomatoes, eggplants, peppers.
What about those that you don't?
You don't eat those. Yeah.
Okay. Eggplant, tomatoes,
peppers.
Okay.
Yeah. That's like a group of vegetable called the nightshades. Okay. Somehow that affects the condition.
Okay.
So I cut that out, and now it's become a habit. Some things I didn't go back to yet.
And there's nothing to have. Your skin's been good since then.
Yeah, very good. I didn't have it on the skin. I had it on my nails.
Oh, you had it on your nails.
Yeah. So maybe lucky when it's on the skin, it's pretty harsh. Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
And itchy and.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it helped. But not only that, that was just one thing. The bonus was I got younger. You know, I felt seriously. My energy just increased.
How long did it take?
To complete?
No, for you to start saying, "Oh, this feels good."
Just within, as I was doing it, as I completed the detox and the change of meals, the diet. Yeah, basically it was very fast, and I was so surprised. It was like I was busy teaching here and there, doing my own training, and
so within about a week or 2 weeks, you start to feel the difference.
Definitely. Yeah, there's periods where it's hard because you're doing the detox, your body.
Is craving the stuff you used to eat. Yeah.
Yes, and also cleaning itself out. So you're feeling a bit sluggish, feverish maybe. Okay. But once you pass that stage, and you're able to be consistent, it really changed, and I was impressed.
Do you eat sugars now?
Oh yeah, I have a sweet tooth, I must say.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
But what about that time?
Also, yeah, you're meant to cut down. So let's say processed foods, you know, like cookies, cakes,
right.
all that type of stuff. I was able to cut down.
But what kind of sweets do you take?
No, like I like fruit, so that's kind of natural.
Right, of course.
Sugar, which is good with the vitamins and minerals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like cakes and cookies, you know, banana cakes, chocolate. I like chocolate. So you just got to be careful.
Okay. All right. So taking you back to what brought you here for the time that you've been here now? So we're here at 19. You went through your experiences.
Yes.
Then when did you come back, and what made you decide to come back?
Well, in Canada, we have this visa scheme. It's called Working Holiday. You probably know it. Now there's many countries.
So sure, Australia's big.
Yes. At first, it was just Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and Japan, and then it really expanded. So once I decided I wanted to come back and live and work, I applied for that visa, and I got it. And then
how old were you then?
Good question. That was probably 22 or 23.
Oh, so it was a couple of years after you came back. Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't take long.
Quite soon. So I was just saving money, doing trips, going back,
so you're
back and forth, and I'm like, okay, I should make a move and.
Wait, somebody was involved in this? Wait, was there a young lady involved in this?
There was, actually.
Okay. All right. Because I heard that slip. You said, so we should be. So
there was. I didn't mean it like that, but there was.
Really?
Yes,
right.
yes.
That's not who you're with now, though.
No, that's correct.
All right.
Correct. So I managed to get that visa and then come here. Then it was to get work.
Okay.
The easiest work to get was to be an English teacher.
Right. But you could have done English and French.
Yes, it's true. But English was so much in demand. Right. Yeah, the small percentage of
people want to do French.
Demand for French. It was talked about. It was as backup kind of. So I applied to Nova, popular school, and I didn't like that. It didn't go so well. I did 3 days of their training, and I was like, I'm done. I'm out of here. Yeah. I don't know if it was really the system that they had. I think maybe it was the people that were at that branch, for example. It didn't jive.
It just didn't work. Okay.
Yeah. Then I went back to the Working Holiday Center. I said, I need a job, and then we're looking through the list, and there's like, oh, carpenter. I'm like, okay, cool. I have experience with various tools. I worked for the city before in Montreal. Let's go for this. And then you're traveling around. You do different jobs in different prefectures. You build.
Where were you now? Where are you now?
We were based in Shizuoka.
Shizuoka.
Yeah, I was in Tokyo.
Okay.
I was living in Kawasaki actually.
Okay.
And then this job was based in Shizuoka. Okay. So we would go to Shizuoka, Ibaraki, Chiba. So this was fun. We were traveling around.
How big of a team? How big of a team?
We had base was 4 guys, really.
How many of them foreigners?
Yeah, so exactly. There was other guys on the Working Holiday. There was an Australian and a Kiwi.
Oh, you had a ball.
And our boss was
American. You guys
American.
had a ball.
Yeah,
you had a good time.
It was really good. And then I was visiting dojos in those areas.
Okay.
So that's one thing that was a bit of a downfall. I wasn't able to train as much because I wasn't in one dojo, going on the regular schedule. I was just working, focusing on work, saving money, and then visiting dojos in those areas, which was cool. It was a good experience. But you go once or twice, and then whoop, we're out of there. So that was fun, but it wasn't consistent for training. I was training on my own, but again.
How long would you be in an area? You're building houses, whatever. So you might be there for 3-4 weeks.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, not much. It would be like we were pretty fast,
Yeah, but now a lot of stuff's prefabbed anyway.
So we were doing from scratch actually. 2x4 from
2x4s.
2x4 from scratch, everything. Our boss was he was top notch.
Well, how big a home are you talking about?
2-story,
3 bedroom?
3 bedroom, 3-4 bedroom. This is out in the countryside, so, decent size. And
you guys would pour the slab first of all?
No, they would...
that would all be set up?
The foundation was there. We would build from the base up, so...
sheetrock? Were you using sheetrock?
Yeah, sometimes we'd have to do the inside, but definitely siding, the windows, the roof, shingles... So let's say 2 weeks would be the frame would be up and the windows in, and then if we had to do extra, it would be an extra week or 10 days. Our boss wanted to do it fast. The faster we are,
the more you can do. Yeah,
the more money you make,
the more money you make.
Exactly.
So how long did you do this work?
This job? So the first, you get 6 months on your working holiday.
Right.
So I did 6 months, and then I was able to get an extension. You get another 6 months. So I think I did maybe 8 or 9 months of that 1 year.
Okay. As a carpenter?
I was a carpenter, yeah.
So how many homes would you think you actually participated in?
I don't know.
I think more than...
A bunch.
More than 50?
No, I would say maybe a bit less.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe 30-ish.
Have you ever been back to go look at them and see that?
No, that would be so fun.
You haven't done that?
There's one I was thinking of near Zushi, because it was really high up on the hill overlooking the ocean. I remember we were working, and it was like so picturesque. I was like, one day I'll have to come back. And
you haven't gone to look back?
No. There's so many. There's one. That's the only one I would remember. The other ones I would have to go maybe see the old companies and say, hey,
where was it? Yeah.
Where were we?
Where were we?
Yeah. Unless I drive by and I'm like, I know this place.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Could you remember it?
It was a while back.
Neat. Yeah, my curiosity is in the Air Force. That's what I was. I was a carpenter.
Oh, okay, no way.
I was a carpenter in the Air Force, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so I know what it takes, the time it takes, and the fun and the enjoyment of seeing that structure complete. And you think, I remember in that corner over there, that's why I missed and hit my thumb with that hammer.
Exactly, or the plans didn't work.
That's right.
Customize something.
And that's a little loose over there. No, it's not even there,
Yeah.
Those are the things.
It's really fun.
Did you have to do any of the painting?
Painting, no.
Okay, so you guys strictly just carpentry?
Yeah, frame, but let's say gyprock inside, gypboard. So before that, you have the insulation, which is a bit of nasty work.
You guys had to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, because usually they bring in. Yeah, sometimes they bring in.
It would be separate crew.
They do before. They should.
If you had that contract,
and you have to time it before you start putting it.
Exactly.
Wow.
So it was a good experience.
Okay, so after that, where'd you end up after that? After you finished?
After that, I wanted to come back to Tokyo to be able to train more. So I had a friend who was doing similar work. They were doing not carpentry. They were basically responsible to unload the trucks. This was prefab actually. This was for Panahome, big company.
Right.
We were a contractor for Panahome. So we would unload the trucks, set up the job sites, prep for the carpenters, and then they would come in and build. Yeah. So this was, but sometimes we would actually build because it was quite easy. It's just
just
bolts and
but that's all it was.
It was a joke compared to what we used to do.
Tell me.
So that job was really good.
Yeah, but those homes are actually stronger.
In a way,
tell the truth, they are.
It's precision.
Yeah,
precisely.
You just have to make sure everyone actually tightens those bolts up, because if they don't,
well, earthquakes,
right?
You know.
That's true.
So
wow,
that job was good because we were paid a set fee, a set rate for the day, which was never go over lunchtime. So sometimes we were out of there an hour after starting. Wow. If we were effective, we were 4 guys. Sometimes he called too many guys in and miscalculated the load of the trucks, and then we're like done in half an hour. It's like, okay, see you tomorrow.
That's right. And you still got paid the same amount.
Yeah. So then you have the rest of your day, then training at night. So it was demanding physically. But
any of the guys that you worked with trained as well?
Yes, it was through the dojo.
So all those guys were.
Yeah, in Tokyo. That's how I got the job. Yeah.
That was. But your first job, no, you were the only guy.
That was through the Working Holiday Center.
Right. Okay.
And the other foreigners probably through their country, I guess, before coming or once they got here. Did you ever have problems because did they have to all speak English the first time? I'm guessing so. Yeah. Because our boss was American, and actually, come to think of it, his Japanese
wasn't good at all.
Good, and he didn't bother too much. Yeah.
He knew what he was.
He was just zoned in on his work.
Right.
His wife was taking care of all the admin, I guess, to get the contracts.
She was Japanese then.
Correct. And then we would go to town and build like crazy.
And have a good time.
Yeah.
All right, so after you finished that what would you do after that?
So then I was going, I think, so in between visas, I had to go back to Canada. And then I decided to get my personal training certificate because I had contacted actually the American Club for work.
What year is this now? What are you talking about?
This goes back to, oh boy, I'd have to think back.
The old club?
Yes, correct. Here.
Yeah, of course, the one that was here, yeah.
Yes. So I had contacted the club. The job I was applying for was security.
Okay.
And also fitness attendant, something.
Okay.
Security, I guess, related to the martial arts. Fitness attendant just because I had sports background, but I didn't have a certificate or anything back then. But I got interviewed for fitness manager because I had administrative skills through Nippon Express, which I had done in Canada. I was working as a custom broker at one point. So I got interviewed as a fitness manager, and I didn't get the job, which is fine. But I kept in mind that, wow, this is a great place to work.
You don't remember the year? It was before the 2000s?
Yes.
It was 1990 something?
It was exactly late 90s. I'm trying to think in relation to the tournaments.
So you're talking to Steve Terada and them?
Yes. Scott. It was with Scott.
Scott and Steve Terada, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
My goodness. How long have you been in Japan? When did you come here?
This time, 2004.
Okay, that's when you said, I'm going to be here for a while.
That's when I started working. I started working at the club at January 2005. So I arrived fall of 2004. So it was before that, though,
before we tore down the club.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. How many years?
Yeah, we tore it down in 2007.
Really?
Almost 2008, yeah.
I thought it was later than that. Okay.
No, it wasn't later than that.
Okay,
because we tore down because the temporary club was from 2008 or 2007.
Okay.
So actually, we tore this club down maybe around 2007 or so. We moved over there.
Yeah.
Temporary club, and we stayed there till 2011, actually.
Exactly, and then right back.
And then we came right back here.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know that because my term was 2008 to 2012.
Okay.
So I had my last 2 years at the temporary facility.
Yeah.
And the first 2 years of here. I opened this club and was here for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
And you were here during that time.
Yes, definitely.
But you always you've never been staff, you've always been contract.
I was staff at one point because
what point was that?
At the beginning. So I got hired as a personal trainer after completing my certificate, and I reapplied as a trainer.
That's why you look so familiar to me. That's what it is.
Been around for a long time, but at first you don't have any clients.
Right.
So Scott kind of suggested, do you want to be a lifeguard? I'm like, sure. Because we have CPR, and I had done some stuff in Canada. So I think the first year I'd done the whole summer as a lifeguard. And then in the fitness...
But this is at the temporary facility now?
No. This was
here?
Yeah,
okay.
at the pool, yeah.
All right. With the diving board, okay.
Exactly, the whole thing. It was great. Had done one day also at the fitness center as a staff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working basically 3 jobs. But until I built up my clientele for personal training, I kept that for a while. And then, like I say, the pool was just seasonal. It was just
right during the summer. Yeah,
that year.
That's right.
Fitness staff, I think, continued a bit, and then by then I had a few clients. I was able to get going, and then I was teaching also outside of the club.
So you were teaching. Have we already renovated the gym? Made the new gym up there? Taking the bowling alley.
Yes, exactly.
We taken 4 lanes away and made the gym because it used to be 10 lanes.
Correct. When I come for my interview,
it was 10 lanes.
I saw the gym. I got the tour.
The new gym?
No, the old gym. That was the basement. That was my first time.
The basement. That was the gym. That was just a little room. Yeah.
Well, it was the gym, right?
It was a gym.
Supposedly, I don't know.
That used to be storage. That used to be a storage area.
Oh, really?
And that was right next door to the squash courts.
Okay.
You remember down there? We dug under. We actually went further than they knew.
Wow.
We had 2 squash courts, and then we dug a hole underneath the parking area. Yeah. And then we made it 3 squash courts.
Jeez.
And then the gym was the storage area, and we made that a gym.
Okay.
Right.
So when I got hired, it was the newer gym, which was great. It was good for.
That's right. It was beautiful.
Across from the bowling.
Bowling alley, right?
Yeah.
6 lanes there.
And then so then things moved on from there. Build up some clientele. We went to the new facility, the temporary facility.
You went there?
Yeah, I was there the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You haven't parted tech since you became.
No.
But you've always had your thing outside of tech.
Well, yeah, we're contractors, so we're allowed to teach outside.
Of course. I used to be a contractor.
Okay. No.
That's how I started at tech.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Wow.
So then, it's just managing your schedule. Traveling from here to there, teaching, come back. Right. But then eventually I was able to narrow it down only to tech. My clientele built up quite a bit and had some group classes going, so I was able to zone in and made things a lot easier.
Right. So where are you living now? Do you live in Kawasaki still?
No, now I live in Kotoku.
Kotoku,
so
yeah. Why does everybody live in Kotoku?
Good question.
A lot of that.
It's kind of booming, I would say, because
there's
it's convenient.
so many, yes.
And the old town kind of changing. They're building. There's
new
a lot
stuff,
of construction going on.
Do they have a mall?
There's a few malls, yeah. Well, there's Eon Mall. There's Odaiba's close. So if you have a car or even by bus, it must be easy. You have Odaiba. There's a few new malls there.
Right.
Otherwise, there's some small malls. Yeah.
Everyone's over there now. Everyone I talk to, Kotoku.
Yeah.
Right. So tell me this. So you've been in Japan total of how many years? You didn't say.
So from 2004 to now, that's coming up 17.
17 years.
17 plus the first stay, which was 3.
When did you get married?
4 years ago.
Just 4 years ago?
Yes. Indeed.
So all that time you said, why should I get married in a place like this? Okay.
I was married once before.
Oh, were you?
Actually, yeah.
Okay. Japanese as well?
Yes.
That didn't last long?
No.
Okay. You don't want to go.
The relationship was long.
Oh, the relationship.
Then we got married and it didn't last long.
Okay, I got you. Right. But now you're happily married.
Indeed. Yes.
Right. And you have a child too, right?
Yes, our little daughter.
I saw that. Oh, she's so cute. Yeah. She's as cute as she can be.
Coming up to 3 years old.
3 years old
next
now.
month.
How old was she when she started walking?
Good question. She was active.
You were there.
I was there.
I knew you had to be there.
Pinpoint it. What is it?
10 months?
It's just shy of a year. Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
A little girl.
It goes
Come
by
on.
so fast.
Doesn't it? My goodness.
We're looking at photos. It's like.
She's up there all the time. She's got daddy already. She knows what to do to get anything she wants from daddy.
Exactly.
Wow.
You guys have 4 kids?
I have 4 sons.
4 sons, yes.
But they're 4 men right now.
Exactly.
4 men sons.
I know. They're not boys anymore.
Yeah. Tell me. So you came here when you're. How old are you now?
I'm 50. I turned 50 last.
Congratulations! Half a century already here.
Exactly.
Look at this.
Half our life.
50.
Maybe.
Tell me about it.
You keep fit. You eat
well.
Diet.
Tell me about
Makes
it.
Makes a big difference.
In this country, allows you also to stay young because you don't have the same kind of mental stress.
No, that's
It's safe.
Yes.
If you know your way around, people are not confrontational.
Definitely.
It's a whole different.
Yeah.
If you like that.
Once you get over the hurdle of the language, and the cultural differences, you accept what.
What it is, it's not going to change, right?
It's
it's
not
their
change
country.
For you.
Right.
Once you get over that hurdle and you're comfortable, you get settled in. Yeah, it's a big. You go back home, U.S. or Canada. People
you get
sense it. You sense
Don't
it.
you?
Oh yeah.
So what are your plans for the future?
So now, as you saw, maybe we have our karate school.
Okay.
Yeah. Really pushing that to promote for the kids. And
when did you start your karate school?
We started last year.
Last year, okay. Yeah. So I'll put this on the site so people can see it down there in the back. Make sure you give me the website or any information. We'll put that down there.
Will do. That's going well. It was a challenge to start during COVID.
Is it just you and your wife? Or
yes, for now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to find
She does martial arts too?
No.
Okay.
Our daughter does.
She's managing it.
Yes, she's helping a lot for the Japanese promotion and all that.
Right.
So we're going to push that, definitely. I'm going to continue personal training and develop some programs, probably more group-oriented, fitness. Yeah, going to stay in Japan, I think, because now our daughter, and second one's on, yes.
Congratulations, wow.
Probably another girl.
How many months?
She's due in December.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So
and you already know it's a girl?
That's what they say.
Okay, that's
Unless
what
something changes.
If something changes, right? All of a sudden, boop,
yes.
oopsie.
No, so far another girl. So
that's
a
neat.
lot of girls in the house.
Wow. Was your family? Well, no. You have one side of your family. Your father's side, and mother's
side. Father's side was all boys.
All boys. Your mother's side's all girls.
Well, and
one boy, right? No, two boys, because of
exactly.
Right. Wow. So you're producing the girls right now. What about your siblings? What do they have?
One of my brothers has a daughter. Yeah. How old is she now? She's probably in her 20s. Yeah. And one brother has a boy. I'm not sure how old he is. We're not that close. He's in Oregon, but he moved to Vancouver now. So, yeah. So and the other one's no kids.
And your sisters?
No, both sisters no kids, and one other brother no kids.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting.
So you made your mother grandmother, and one of did any of her other kids make?
Pardon me?
Did any of her other kids make her grandmother? Your mother?
No, that's right.
Only you.
Well, and one
sister.
No, one son. One of her sons.
One of her sons. Okay, so your brother by her.
Exactly. Yep.
So both of you made her grandmother.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's happy.
Oh, that's nice.
So we're in touch often now.
That's good.
On the phone, and she's really looking forward to come back. And
how many times has she been here?
Oh, she's been here a lot. Yeah.
Oh, you bring her often?
Yeah, she comes whenever she can. It's like
she likes it too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Does she like the food here? Does she like sushi?
She's got used to it. Yeah, she's got used to it, and traveling in the city, going in the subway, and she has some friends. So actually, the manager of the working holiday center back then.
She was an airline attendant, so of course she knows how to handle herself. Yes.
Yeah, she came often. The hotel, the hotel stuff. If she has to move here, move there, it's easy. She likes that.
Wow.
Living out of the suitcase, as she
knows.
says.
She knows.
And she has a few friends. Like I say, that lady who was the manager back then, they became friends. And then I did a homestay at one point. That lady also became friends with my mom. So.
Anything you'd like to leave us with?
No, I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity. It's fun sharing our experiences and listening to other people's experiences.
Gotcha.
We're going through a challenging time, but I think we're kind of working through it. Yeah, slowly but surely. Japan's. Some people said Japan wasn't doing so well, but I think we're finally gonna
catch up.
Yeah, catch up, and then a lot of people are looking forward to traveling, I guess, and
some people are doing it. Some people are doing it anyway.
Anyways, yeah.
Anyway, because they're not told they don't have to stay at home. They're just encouraged to.
Exactly.
That's right.
We just gotta be careful, and it's gonna work out.
Did you get both your shots already?
Not yet. I was planning to get it here. Just the days didn't work in relation to my schedule. Yeah, so we're gonna sort that out.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you, Robert.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
Yes.
Same here.
Thank you.
All of you watching, remember to press like, subscribe, and never forget, it's all unknown. Continue to reach for the stars, and you're too blessed to be stressed.